Hello and welcome to What We Know, a series dedicated to exploring the history of some of Australia's most legendary YouTubers who both shape and influence the platform. Here we look to bring you everything we know about these individuals and explore their rise to popularity and journey after said rise, as well as view their lasting influence on Australian YouTube culture and the path they have chosen to follow after achieving their rise. This week we will be looking at How to Cook That. For those who don't know, How to Cook That is a large Australian-based channel and a website dedicated to creative dessert making, primarily to do with cakes. The main YouTube channel has amassed an impressive 4.7 million subscribers, a number that has steadily increased over the channel's 10-year life into what it is today, one of the most prominent baking-based channels in the world. During its lifetime, it has become an incredibly prominent Australian-based channel, in which we are able to view the evolution and growth of a channel that has kept its consistency in content while evolving over its time on the platform. The person behind the channel is Ann Reardon, who launched the channel in 2011. The How to Cook That website was created first. It is a space in which Ann would place all of her recipes and instructions. Originally, the channel was a place for her to put her instructional videos that would not fit on the website. Ann possesses a background as a qualified dietitian and food scientist.
Went to uni and studied nutrition and food science, and then did a postgrad diploma in dietetics to become a dietitian and helped people with medical reasons for needing special diets.
But switched professions to work with youth groups and self-catered various events around 2009, before her website was launched in 2011 when she and her family moved to Sydney. The website and channel were launched after the birth of her third son. Her family often makes appearances in her videos or are often who she was making things for. Ann would release recipes on a weekly basis, where her videos and channel would be linked in order to make her content accessible for her audience to try themselves. Over time, as her channel's videos became more popular, this increased the amount that Ann was uploading. Seeing as the channel was made in order to facilitate video guides to the website, the channel has maintained its content type from its first launch in 2011. Yet what has become appealing to her audience was the extreme creativity and fun that came with Ann's creations. I mean, look at some of this. It's clear to see why her videos became so popular. The added benefit of Ann being a practiced teacher of baking and dessert artistry made her videos easy to follow along for those who sought to try her recipes, or even those who just wanted to watch along, with her website providing more details and even printable sheets for certain recipes to create for yourselves. Her early content ranged from basic tutorials for some of the necessary skills needed, or how to use and select ingredients, and also Ann's own recipes, which of course would become known for their creativity. For the first few years, the channel's popularity steadily grew until 2013 to 2014, when Ann's videos started receiving millions of views per month. In 2013, the BBC contacted her to make a Doctor Who themed cake in celebration of the show's 50th anniversary. This would be featured by both BBC and Variety, or even making a Sydney Harbour Bridge cake for Weekend Sunrise. That year, she also signed an agreement with Decca, a multi-channel network based in the US, as well as a brand partnership with Breville, who supplied her with products for giveaways. By the end of 2014, Ann had passed 1 million subscribers with over 100 million views in total. Being featured in several news outlets like the Sydney Morning Herald, Ann Reardon had become cemented as a staple face of Australian YouTube and baking. This would normally be where we would explore how changing regulations and policy affected the channel's growth. Yet for How to Cook That, the channel has been affected to no great extent by any policy change. Ann's content has always been informative and free of anything to upset guidelines. The only substantial changes to the channel would be the production quality and types of videos that have been added to the usual catalogue. To start with, the production of How to Cook That videos have evolved over time. Originally, when the videos were only geared towards assisting the website's recipes, they didn't need to be particularly flashy. Yet as the channel became more popular, the usual demand for an increase in production quality accompanied the newfound popularity. This is a natural progression of any successful channel, as over time quality of production is a part of the expected growth of any successful channel. It is around the preceding years of 2015 and onwards we see this channel's growth as a consistent production begins.
My son would like a Pokemon cake, and he has chosen the Pokemons he wants on top of his cake. As I am 39 weeks pregnant at the moment, I'm wanting to get the cakes ready, the detail part of it ready to go. So he would like this little dude on his cake. So we need yellow We need some pink, some red and some black. Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Ann Reardon and this is
Dave Reardon.
And welcome to another episode of Clever or Never, where we test different gadgets to find out if they work or not so you don't have to buy them if they don't.
One of the most notable additions to her channel's content is her debunking videos. Anne began uploading this type of content in 2019 to great reception from her audience. In these videos, Anne puts her skills as a food scientist to use, sorting through mass-produced content and explaining why these supposed recipes and solutions don't work. We've all seen these types of videos. Automated, mass-produced content designed to draw in attention with little substance.
Next, lots of you sent me this video, and yes, they did copy my recipe. BuzzFeed did it too. They copied it pretty much straight after the original video came out, after I put it up. What I think is funny about these ones is when I invented it, I spent so long experimenting with all different methods trying to figure out how I could make this work. And I finally got it to work in a way that I thought was able to be repeated by everyone else. And then I had these sugar bowls and I'm like, what am I going to put in them for the final shots in the video? And I just had some ice cream and some fruit in the fridge, so I quickly chucked that in the bowl. And as I was editing, I was like, oh, I wish I had have had something nicer that I could have put in the bowls for the final shot. And all these copycat ones all put ice cream and fruit in the bowl exactly the same as what I did. I didn't even improve on it. I didn't add any creativity to it, just kept it the same.
And it is plainly a delight to watch her pick them apart, often at the expense of her husband Dave.
That looks like bread. You can see there are air holes from the bubbles made by the yeast, and by comparison this other one has no bubbles, it's just solid. But let's get Dave to taste test this one too. He's such a good sport.
I can tell already this one is heavy. This is lead bread. This is heavy. Whoa. It's sort of a little bit, I think it's meant to be like a sourdough, but it's not really a bread texture. It's more just like Play-Doh texture. Probably not meant to eat it.
Since her rise to popularity, Ann Reardon has maintained her presence on the platform, while evolving the content she wishes to make. Her videos featuring recipes for incredible creations remain highly popular and engaging, as do her debunking videos, or even other videos such as Cake Rescue, where she fixes submitted baking fails and shows her viewers how to do the same. In June of 2021, Anne released her cookbook, Crazy Sweet Creations, a #1 bestseller and puts Anne's talents on full display. It's plain to see why Ann Reardon has maintained such a strong presence on her channel as it has grown over the last decade. Her channel is rooted firmly in her passion that she shares with her audience the world over, giving her the distinction of one of the most popular baking channels in the world and the most popular in Australia. And that is everything we know about how to cook that. I'd like to thank you for watching this far and giving us your precious time. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as we will be bringing you more on what we know. Thank you.